Okay. Congratulations, you two.
Thank
Welcome. First of all, how amazing was it for you two who spent, almost 100 performances together?
98.
Okay, 98. I was pretty close there. On Broadway together, and then to reunite to do something like this. So you had that
This is
relationship.
our reward.
Yeah, it really, that's a good way to look at it.
It's our fun time reward.
Effortless.
For working so hard on that play.
Because you're going in with an established relationship. I mean, when you're working, 8 shows a week, you either hate the person you're going to be with, or you establish a pretty
Especially
good
the
bond.
nature of the play that we did with Paul Rudd. We all played 2 characters, and it was, just 3 people for 2.5 hours. And it was an experience that, for me, it was the hardest thing I've ever done. It may get that hard again, but I can't imagine it'll ever get harder than that. So
we started off with the jokes though on this because we already knew each other.
Yeah.
We were physically comfortable with each other, like all the
yeah, there's no awkward. It's not like, is it okay if? I mean, it was like
we were just for doing stuff.
Yeah, and then you're very close quarters for 90% of your scenes, right? So you're next to each other in this crowded seat. Now I know when I'm on a plane, I really don't want to be next to the person I'm with, especially if I don't know them. But all joking aside, what was that like for the two of you to be so close?
I loved it. She couldn't go anywhere.
I was trapped.
She was trapped.
I was his prisoner.
Was it? How do you relieve? How do you make it fun when you're there all day long doing these scenes together?
We made it fun all day long.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, it wasn't hard. You have Garry Marshall at the helm, and you're sitting with Julia Roberts. I mean, and you're doing Valentine's Day.
It was pretty funny.
It's pretty great.
And the girl that played the stewardess she was really funny.
Great,
she was really good and funny. We had a great time. And then when we weren't shooting, we were just catching up.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it about Valentine's Day? Do you guys like it, hate it? Is it a Hallmark holiday, or is it really something that gets to you? Julie, you want to start?
Well, I guess it's a holiday that works when it works and stinks when it doesn't work. I mean, it's, it just, is it a Hallmark? Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a card candy holiday. But there is a St. Valentine. That's my confirmation name, Valentine. How about we've talked about this all day and I haven't
never said that.
No. I'm revealing it now.
See?
Breaking news.
Confirmed,
really? That's cool.
Catholic confirmed?
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
That's
shocking, isn't it?
I don't think we've ever heard that from you.
No.
My confirmation name is John.
Is it?
I think so.
You think?
It was a few years ago.
So.
It's a really meaningful moment for you, wasn't
but
it?
I can't remember.
How do you feel about Valentine's Day, Brad?
I've come to have an affinity for it as opposed to an aversion. I think there's a point of any sort of government, stated holiday, But then I've learned that, why don't you just abide
But
by
as
it?
you grow up, I think
That's
the
what I'm
boys, as you grow up, it becomes less like,
Yes. Valentine's Day.
cooties.
Yeah. I remember being away somewhere and I'd forgotten it was Valentine's Day with a person, and that was very embarrassing.
But then also when you get mature, you do things like
you actually think about it.
You say, I said to my husband the other day, and honey, she's going to come over on Sunday, the 14th, which I realize is Valentine's Day. And he goes, all right.
That's sweet.
Good to know.
Sweet of you.
Yeah, see, good, very smart. You're
Listen,
a smart
I'm a
gal.
wife who wants a present.
Do you find it, is it stressful, or should it be? Because I find that it's a stressful day. Like, what do? Do you sell, really, I've been married almost 22 years, so for us it's like, which isn't so good.
Oh, come on, you can trot out something new this year for 23.
Okay, I'll take your advice.
You can.
We'll do that. We'll get rid of the kids and send them off to college. Working with Garry
All in
Marshall.
one day?
Yeah, all in one day.
That's a big Valentine's Day.
I think it'll be good. I've got it all planned. I'm very organized. Garry Marshall, of course, this is your third collaboration. Did you give him tips on how to understand him and how to work with Mr. Marshall?
You were pretty good at understanding. I try to do a light translation for anyone on the set who's like, what did he just say?
Right.
Because he has a tendency to say a lot of those things and then say action, and he runs away, and people are like, what did you want me to do?
Is he very freeing, though, in terms of letting you, do what you want to do, or does he make you kind of stick to the script?
Absolutely. It's the most relaxed, fun, supportive set that you could possibly be. First of all, you're surrounded by his family. So you feel like you're at sort of like a holiday family gathering. Yeah, it's like his niece was right next to us the whole time in the other aisle.
His granddaughter.
Yeah, his son was in another scene that was cut out with my mom. When I leave you, you leave me,
he is the master of romantic comedies, and even looking back at his TV stuff, the guy is brilliant.
Yeah.
Why do you think he was the perfect guy to make a film like this?
Well, I think he marries hyper intelligence with an ease that you're not even aware of it. So I think he's got an ability to deal with actors in whatever way they need to be dealt with. So I think that he can handle, however, 12, 13 different actors and get the best out of them. And I think that's a real skill that not every director has. Some directors just have one way of working, and you either have to adhere to it or you don't. And he just knows how to. His social skills are amazing. Yeah. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm, completely.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, if Garry Marshall picks up the phone and goes, "Julia, I want you in my movie," is it a no-brainer?
No, we've said no to each other before. Of the 3 movies that we've made together, we've asked back and forth each other to do, maybe 3 or 4 other movies that, he says no or I say no, and because I think he feels like sometimes he has to ask me. Look at my feelings hurt, and he's right. But this was just a good fit for me. It was a good part to play and a nice piece. The whole script is just so charming and sweet, and I think it's all the things that Garry really understands and the human condition of torture and trial and love and bliss and longing and all the things that are so the fabric that makes up our day. And a hyper situation of Valentine's Day is just a perfect stage for him.
Mm-hmm. Such a huge cast, and obviously you didn't get to work with hardly anybody other than each other. But did you ever, come on set, meet up with any of the other cast, or or was it just all today? You're all seeing each other.
We were the first 3 days.
Yeah, and then you had one other day, or you had 2 other days.
I started.
You started.
I was the first
day. Oh,
day.
you had a day before I even was there. Gotcha.
I was the first 3 days of shooting.
Yeah, and I was 2 of those 3 days, and then I just had 1 other day. So we were really, they got our
beginning.
stuff out very fast. So I didn't see anybody else.
And then he went off and did the A-Team.
Yeah.
That's right. And you went off and did Eat, Pray, Love.
I did.
Okay, and I have to ask you about Eat, Pray, Love really, really fast because I read that book. What was your favorite part, Eat, Pray, or Love? Because mine was Eat.
It was Eat, but it's tough. Take 10 on a giant plate of pasta. It is a challenge. And I love a
Did you have a spit bucket?
Good meal. I didn't. I can't do that. It makes me gag.
Oh, really?
It just grosses me out. But yeah, I mean, I probably put on about 7 pounds in Rome when we were shooting. Ate a lot of pizzas in Naples. I mean, it was just.
Did you go to the restaurant that she recommended? Oh, God, I got to go there. And the A-Team, I can hardly wait, but I got to wrap it up. Anyways, congratulations to both of you. Pleasure to talk to you, and I hope that was okay for you.
Of course.
Okay, thanks a lot. Good seeing you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Julia.
Are we your last victim?